I began having panic attacks. And all my past began coming back to me again. And this time real hard.
It's not like you just wake up one day and you're like, oh, I want to do heroin. That's not how it works.
I never dreamed that I would be in the service and do some of the things that I did. And when I came home, things were, as you might expect, just an absolute wreck.
It was just me and my boys, and like I said earlier, all three have autism. And we were fleeing domestic violence.
Like, I'm an autistic adult with disability, so yeah, it's kind of complicated what I can see about my future though.
We are seeing individuals who have very complex situations of trauma, mental illness, substance use disorders, and multiple social determinants of health that they are impacting their life in significant ways.
I was taken from my parents when I was 4. I always had so much anger towards my mom, you know. What was so great about drugs that it had to come before me, you know. And then I experienced addiction, and it has this control on you.
They come in and they're broken. They're broken. There's no self-esteem. They've got a lot of the dysregulation in their brains, the impulse control, the emotion regulation.
I was extremely irritable and very angry, and I don't know if there's anything much worse than being irritable and angry and don't know why you're being irritable and angry.
I began having sweats, spills, and crying, and was in the enriched view like 6 times.
When we were surviving, my greatest fear was not getting the help we need and whether or not we were safe.
So I think of that when we're trying to talk about generational outcomes, is how do we actually invest in individuals and create a healing aspect to their life that says this stops here. So we have to really stay on top of what is research and what is science telling us about the things that are going to be the most impactful and the most helpful.
We give them so much. I mean, they get trauma, they get grief, they get the codependency groups, they get relationship groups, they get early recovery skills, relapse prevention, parenting, they get individual therapy.
I mean, yes, we offer a whole bunch of services, but we have empathetic hearts. The people that are there want to do what they do, and we've been around long enough to know how to do it right.
We hold our values very, very dear here in our agency. They're not just words that we came up with years ago that we write on a card or put on a wall. They're absolutely something that we live out.
They do care, you know. It's not just you're not just a number, you're not just another client. I had so much support there. And I'd never had that before, and really in my whole life.
I don't know how many hundreds of lives we're changing every day by giving them the support and the education and the tools that they need to be able to get one foot up, to be able to learn how to live a productive and healthy life.
I think the footprint that I have an opportunity to make for Highland Rivers is much larger because I'm touching so many more people.
You know, when I go to a lot of our communities and a lot of leaders in the communities, they are very surprised that we're as large as we are. And I take that as a compliment because it feels like they just think that their community is the most important community and the only community that we have.
The people that come through our services and that are successful are very, very grateful, and they always want to give back. So it's not just, oh, we're helping this one person. We're helping this one person who's going to go out into the world and they're going to help like hundreds and hundreds. You know, it's a spider web, a trickle effect of what we're actually doing.
Started out just with a counselor, and then they invited me to go to this group meeting on Wednesdays, and it's been of tremendous benefit to me. It has given me like a third leg to stand on, I suppose you might say, and a little boost. It's been a blessing to me, and I think it'd be a blessing to you.
They're the reason I am who I am today. I don't know where I would be. I'm very grateful.
So Highland Rivers gave me the resources I needed to live again, not just survive or exist.
The counseling and the group and the talking, it really works. No kidding.
About Highland Rivers giving a path for a person to have a better life. Yeah, that's what Highland Rivers is all about.
You need to know that you're doing something good. And I think Highland Rivers is just one of the best at doing it. And I look forward to being here for a long time.
At the end of our time here on this earth, in this relationship, in this role, if we look back and say, what is the legacy? Did I do something that really, really mattered? I am hopeful that I can say it mattered. It mattered a lot.